let's do a little more of this stuff. Anyway, more of this anarchy crap. What the hell? You know, somebody's got to do it, kind of thing. So anyway, that's Doodle's guy, Fringe Elements, again, has made another video, and it's just nothing. Star, pretty star. Pretty.
Made by Inmendham Senior.
Inmendham. Yeah, you can't even say the name right. You gotta sit there and play that game even. Fringe Elements. .info. Ooh, he has a .info website. Ooh.
Wow. 4 points he made, no particular order. Air traffic control. How would air traffic control happen without a state? And he just asserts.
I didn't say air traffic control. I just said air traffic in general. Okay, who's going to own the sky again? So now we're going to get into that argument. Just like countries are all the time fighting about their what ocean they own. You see disputes about that all the time. Okay, whatever they call that, their you know, their ocean front. Yeah, people are going to claim I own the sky over my mansion and my yacht and my, you know, my 5 million acres. You know, I bought Wyoming, it's mine. The airspace is mine. All right, I'll do what I want with it, you fuckers. Blah 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 blah. You know, and then how are you going to regulate it in the sense that, you know, even if you had people that didn't claim ownership of the airspace somehow, and the right to shoot down anybody who trespasses over their property because they could be doing something malicious, especially with technology now, you've got to see that the state, it's just impossible to live without a state when we have, you know, drones and all this other kind of mechanisms that can do such malicious harm to people, where people don't even have to risk their lives to do it. I mean, there's no practical. You need a harsh, strong authority to say no, you can't do these things. And it's just ludicrous to say that somehow human beings can now live without that. It's just fantasy nonsense.
That anti-statist anarchists, or, you know, total libertarians, or whatever you want to call them.
Well, I wish you would come. I wish you guys would sit there and decide where you do belong. I mean, are you Catholics, or are you Protestants, or are you Methodists? What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you don't sound like an anarchist anymore. You don't sound like you're talking the same kind of dispute resolution organization stuff. All of a sudden now you're talking about class action lawsuits. Who the fuck would they be filed with? What organization, okay, created and taxed through what mechanism would you file this lawsuit, this class action lawsuit with? I mean, what a pile of crap.
These points have been addressed. This is just evidence that Inmendham Senior has not taken any time to look into this. You could just do.
Oh, you know better than that. You know we've had round 1 and round 2 of this crap. All right, and the point is I have an imagination. All right, I don't need to look into it. Okay, I can sit there and model it in my brain. Okay, and I can figure out that, oh yeah, if there's no law saying I can't do it, then I'm going to do it. And even if there is a law that says I can't do it, if I know the law is weak, if I know the law hasn't taxed and created soldiers and has tanks and munitions and some way to stop me, then that law is going to be something I'm going to challenge. I'm going to put on my little X-Man suit, and I'll tape some little knives to my knuckles, okay, and I'll do my little Wolverine thing or something, and I'll start taking on the authority. I might even try to assassinate some authority, okay, because I'll say, fuck those guys, all right? I don't like the Corleones, okay? I don't like them. All right, and fuck them, fuck that mob. Let's take that mob the fuck out, and let's take their fucking territory. All right, that's going to be my mentality. And if there isn't any kind of strong force out there that plays the umpire role and blows the fucking whistle and watches what the fuck people are doing, that's the world you're going to live in. You goddamn know. We've been through all these examples. I'll keep bringing them up because it really pisses me off that you're going to play these little trivial games with things that are really, really fucking important. Okay, and the truth is, in your fucking world, there'd be no accountability for. So somebody could come into a town, and as long as you don't see them, There's no way you can do anything. You don't know their social security number. You don't know their identity in any way whatsoever. There's no way to track them once they leave your town. So they can do create all kinds of mayhem, and then they just disappear into the ether, never to be found again. Because there's no organization. You can't just make a phone call to Chicago and say, "Hey, here's a fax of a guy who just fucking raped and pillaged. Grab him when you see him. Get him at the airport." None of that shit can take place in your dopey shit world. Okay? In your dopey shit world, I could sit there and acquire myself some property, a mountain, let's say, and I could annihilate it. I could turn it into a piece of rubble. Okay, extract the gold, leave a bunch of arsenic and other heavy metals on the surface of the ground, and then just take the fuck off and say, "Fuck you, I'm in Bermuda now. Go ahead, try to file your class action lawsuit, buttball. Try to prove anything in your stupid kangaroo court, your Don Corleone court, your mob court. I don't have to respect your fucking mob court." It's just totally in-fucking practical. Okay, so you don't like some of the things government's doing. You don't like that they're giving poor people a welfare check. You think you can blow up the whole system because you don't want some poor people to get a welfare check. But you want the rich to inherit $1 zillion. I mean, you're just an idiot, a moron, a fucktard. You're just a stupid fucker. And the whole thing is based on your race hate. I mean, that's where the whole thing boiled from. That's what it grew out of. That fertilized the soil of your discontent with the state.
Little searches on Mises.org, and you can find that these things are in fact addressed. Now, he may say they're not addressed to his satisfaction, but air traffic control, river...
They're not addressed to the depth and level they need to be if you're going to suggest annihilating a system that does, to some extent, work, that has created huge progress, huge efficiencies, okay? I mean, the fact that we don't have 10 million little towns trying to sabotage each other every 10 minutes has been hugely efficient. The fact that we can have interstate highways, that we have electrical transmission lines, that we have Hoover Dams and Niagara Falls and nuclear power plants and all of these fucking things has made our lives better. And none of that would be possible in your jackass, tribal war world.
There's nukes and segregation, or excuse me, and nukes have all been identified.
Yeah, excuse me. Another one of your little Freudian slips that you accuse other people of. You do plenty of it.
Radical people who want to take all these things out of the hands of the state. Okay.
All right, now getting rid of nukes is, again, not what I brought up. What I brought up is who gets to control the nukes, okay? But there's not going to be anybody sit there, "Oh, yeah, let's get rid of the nuclear weapons." No, everybody's going to say, "I want one of those," okay? Yeah, put one in my goddamn trunk, okay? Because that's basically a get-out-of-jail-free card. All right, I can rape and pillage all the fuck I want as long as I can sit there and throw that bomb at somebody in the end. Say, don't fuck with me. I got a little doomsdayer sitting in my living room. So bullshit on that crap. Your little non-statist assholes are going to sit there and peacify the world and get rid of nuclear weapons. Bull fucking shit.
Air traffic control, I'll just have a link to that. Air traffic control agency in Canada. That is a non-state agency.
Oh, please. Okay, so the agency isn't funded through forced, violent taxation, right? The carriers aren't required to pay for it, right? And there's no tax, there's no government money whatsoever supplied, and there's no force to tax, right? So it's a non-state entity. Bull fucking shit. Okay, I mean, the fact that the goddamn government hires soldiers does not mean it's a private enterprise now, you dumbass. I mean, the fact that it hires a private contract does not make it a non-state, you stupid motherfucker. I mean, come on.
They're doing pretty well. They've won some awards. Air traffic.
Yeah, completely regulated by a state agency, you dumb ass. They don't self-regulate, they don't self-rule, they don't self-finance. So you're, again, full of fucking shit. They finance based on the authority of the Canadian fucking government, you goddamn asshole.
The control is done by non-state agencies all over the U.S.
who only have any power or authority through the power of the state.
I don't know what else to say. Like, non-state agencies can do complicated things that
Oh,
involve...
gee, that's not the fucking argument, is it? I mean, really, that's not the fucking argument, alright? We know that you can hire a private contractor, and sometimes they won't fuck you like a Halliburton. Sometimes they'll give you what you're paying for. So, yeah, no one's making that argument. I would argue it's inefficient, okay, to hire an extra bureaucracy, a private bureaucracy to take a profit. Yeah, that's really stupid. No reason why they're doing it is probably because some fix is in, because somebody's going to make money off the deal, some politician or group of politicians. But whatever. That doesn't have anything to do with statism and the power and the authority that states provide. And the enforcement power is really the bottom line. I mean, as long as you have weak enforcement, okay? If there's a weak challenge to my wanting to do something, I mean, let's say in your world, right, there'd be no law against me saying, well, look, I don't like William Randolph Hearst. I think he's fucking the world up. Okay, little rich, greedy bastard. And so I think we should assassinate him. Okay, number one, I wouldn't be violating any law by suggesting that, right, in your world. So I wouldn't be violating any law if I conspired with some other people and said, yeah, let's hire, let's go get the Russian. I mean, I know he got killed in the movie, but let's go get the Russian, to go get William Randolph Hearst and throw him through walls and stuff, because he throws people to kill them, the Russian. And so, yeah, let's go hire the Russian to go get William Randolph Hearst. There'd be no law against it. You have no way to stop it. And people would do it all the fucking time, because people, guess what, don't like each other very much. This fucking town split in half 100 years ago because they disagreed over a water tower. And now they fucking sabotage each other all the fucking time. The towns have the same name. They're both called Mendham, right? They both have 5,000 people in them. They're both extremely rich, and yet they can't get the fuck along, right? Because for 100 years we've been enemies, and so we're going to stay enemies, you dumbass.
A lot of interactions between various agencies. This happens all the time. Next point.
It never happens, okay? There's no fucking private groups don't get together, tax themselves voluntarily, okay, where everybody doesn't have to pay, create an organization to function, to accomplish something, give me an example of where that happens. It doesn't happen anywhere. It's non-existent, you idiot. I mean, if you don't have power and authority, you can't regulate anything, you can't control anything, and there's no way to manage anything if you have no enforcement mechanism.
Mississippi River, and Inmendham said, who will own the Mississippi River, as if there's supposed to be some agency that is to own the entirety of the...
Again, I didn't suggest any agency owning it. My point is that it should be public property that people can fairly and safely and within reason use, as long as they don't destroy the resource. That's my argument, that it's not private property, that you can't put a toll bridge on it and start taxing the efficiency of that river and destroy its productivity. That's my argument to you about your stupid statism crap. You create a bunch of villages on the Mississippi River, a bunch of mobs, and they're all competing mobs, and they're all going to start fucking with each other, and they're all going to start, and you know it. All right? And it's just a lie to say it would be any other way. They're not going to all cooperate with each other. We saw the land barons do to each other in the Wild West. All right? They fought each other hard and mean and malicious, and it ain't a pretty... Go watch Chisholm or something. Okay, John Chisholm. Okay, go watch the goddamn movie, you dumbass. All right, so anyway, part 2 on Blip. Yeah, usual routine.